Minnesota is recognized for 2 minutes.
I thank the chairman of the Appropriations Committee and my neighbor over in Wisconsin and for all his work, and of course Chairman Murtha for his unending and tireless support of our veterans. I rise today in strong support of the long overdue modernizations to the GI Bill. The original bill, as you've heard so many talk about, was one of the best pieces of legislation that ever left this floor. It allowed millions to attend college that wouldn't normally have been able to do so. I, like my father before me, is one of those that stands before you because of that. I also stand before you in a humble position of being the highest-ranking enlisted soldier ever to serve in this body. And the understanding of what these soldiers sacrifice and what our responsibility is should be known by everyone here. At times of war, we are asking so much, and as Senator Dole told our committee not more than a year ago, you spent billions putting them in harm's way, you spend the billions getting them out. We have a moral obligation to provide these veterans benefits when they return. It's also a national security issue to keep faith with our young people, to know that if they choose to sign up for this to defend their nation, we will stand with them. Now, I can tell you this, I am not an attorney like many of my colleagues here. I'm a high school teacher and a 24-year veteran of our military. But I hear people stand here talking about process, talking about legalese, talking about everything like that. Your process, and when you were in charge, you had 5 years, Mr. Speaker, 5 years to do something about the
remarks to the chair.
Mr. Speaker, our colleagues on the Republican side had those 5 years. They chose to do nothing. They spent their time in enacting tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans. They tell us today this is a tax on small business. They must be doing well in Louisiana and Texas compared to Minnesota, because $1 million a year for a family of two is an awful lot of money. The time to do this is now. We hear all the talk. We hear there's soul searching being done by my Republican colleagues. The only thing you need to do is look into the eyes of those veterans and tell them that you are unwilling to provide the necessary benefits for them to come back and make their lives whole. This provides for our warriors in the field, it provides for our veterans, and it does it by paying for it. And for that, I encourage all of our colleagues to vote with this. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back the balance of his